23 years ago, a legend retired from the scene. Not many heard from DJ Kaos after that until recently when he started popping up on social media. Returning in March 2026 to perform one last time, I had to find out, who was Jon? What did he do in his vast career? And why did he leave? Arrangements were made and I travelled down to London to dig deeper. After hearing his story, I discovered I couldn't tell it as well as Jon. So, breaking the mould of our usual video style, Hardcore History in collaboration with Freedom for Dance presents...
Right, we're going.
We are rolling now, Jen.
Oh,
so,
okay, cool.
Keep your content PG or don't. I don't really mind. I think for me, I like to, certainly on the hardcore history stuff, I like to start right at the beginning. Don't get me wrong, not at the moment that you popped out, but I'd love to know a little bit more, maybe who you are, where you were born, when you were born, even if that's
that's all good. I was born and raised in Croydon.
In Croydon, okay.
Yeah, I'm a Croydon boy through and through. I was born in 1965 in Mayday Hospital, and I was a fat baby.
I
just want to let you know, I was
chunky or fat.
No, I was a fat baby. I was a proper fat baby.
Have we got photos of that? Have we got photo evidence of that?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, if you want the photos, I'll send them to you, mate. I was a proper chunky monkey.
Okay.
Yeah. All dressed up in a little bow tie, pair of shorts, really chunky fat thighs. yeah, proper.
So obviously you don't live Croydon now.
No, I'm in Battersea, so I'm still in South London.
Of course, yeah.
Can't take me out of South London.
Yeah, through and through.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're not originally, you're not of English descent?
No, Cypriot. My mum and dad.
Okay.
My mum and dad Cypriot.
Both mum and dad?
Both of them.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think.
You think?
You know.
Right. What's the first record you ever bought with your own money?
But first hardcore record, rave record. Probably it would have been Blondie, Atomic.
Okay, we're getting a gauge of your age now.
Yeah, absolutely. yeah, I was a big Blondie fan.
Blondie, any others from that sort of era as well that were sort of stand out for yourself, or just
Kate Bush, man? Yeah.
No, you can't.
You did one. You did.
Yeah, I've done a couple.
Yeah,
I've done a couple of Kate Bush tracks.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And as far as your, because obviously you're a DJ.
Yeah.
Was a DJ. I don't know how you prefer it, because you're retired now.
I am retired.
Yeah.
But yeah, the DJ name sticks, doesn't it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, mate. The DJ name is stuck.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. And you've got many DJ names over the years. There's been a few different aliases as well.
No, just the one. Okay. Just the one DJ name.
Okay.
Just the one DJ name that I've DJ'd at.
So aliases of
the aliases were on the production side.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. No, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, yeah. Right. And do you know what? I mean, with the aliases, looking back on it now, I regret using some of them.
Okay.
I wish I'd stuck with Kaos. But there were a few, like the stuff on Ultraviolet, which was under Space Cadet, which I was happy with.
Okay.
And Hooligans of the New School, because that was completely different style, I'm happy with.
Okay, yeah.
And The Omen, for when I was doing the Go Mental Dark stuff, was right for that genre of music.
Okay.
But Waxman, I wish I'd never used.
Was that derived from? I mean, we'll get to
Waxman because of the shop. Soaked was just Chaos backwards.
Okay. I never even thought about that. No.
So yeah, but a lot of people didn't know that.
No,
That was just my brain. But yeah, so there's a few of them that I wish I'd stuck with Kaos.
Yeah.
But there are other ones that were necessary for the style of music that I was making at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I wouldn't change those. But there are a few tracks that I would have kept my Kaos name and not used. Looking back on it now, in hindsight.
Of course. So rewinding a little bit, because obviously we've skipped forward a little bit there. How do we get from a young Jon to DJ Kaos, the producer? Was this an early on in your life thing?
No. It's the universe guiding me because I was in the right place, the wrong place. At different times in my life. Because originally, young Jon, at 19 years old, was a chef.
A chef?
Yeah, I was a chef. And my cousin was a bit of a wide boy. And he decided he wanted to open a video shop. And he said to me, "What, just leave your job and come and work with me in this video shop?" And I'm like, fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
So did that. 6 months down the line, he goes to me, "Oh, I'm getting married and moving to Cyprus." He said, "Buy the video shop off me." And I'm like 19 years old. Mm-hmm. I know fuck all about fuck all. Sorry. I know fuck all about fuck all. So I've gone, yeah, all right. And things just went a bit doolally because I was 19 years old.
So at 19 years old, you now own a record.
I now own a video shop, have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. And thinking, what the fuck have I done? And I couldn't get out of it.
Yeah.
And then this would be like 89-ish.
Was it a big financial investment back then?
It was 10 grand, which for a 19-year-old in the 80s was massive.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, well, I can't do this. I'm like, this isn't me. And then kind of 1989, the acid thing started. And I thought, well, maybe I can sell some records because I'm into the music. Because before then, I was into things like the Smiths, The Cure. And then Acid House came along and I'm thinking, no, this is me.
Okay.
This is me. So I started buying in a few records and the videos kind of went to the wall. And I started selling a few records.
From within the shop?
From within the shop. Mm-hmm. And it was called Rough Justice Records. Just nice. So you know what it was called. But still, 20 years old, wanting to go out, I was going out raving at the weekends.
Acid House.
Yeah, absolutely. Down at the dungeons, I don't know if you remember the dungeons.
No.
Right, at the dungeons every weekend, dirty, nasty place, arches, underground, dripping with sweat.
Nice.
Yeah. The only lights was a strobe, and that was the first place I heard LSD play.
Okay, yeah.
And it just things just went totally tits up. they just went totally tits up. But while I was selling the records, there was this guy that used to come in the shop called Remy. He used to come in and sit down and we just used to chat. And eventually I just had to close the shop because I was making absolutely no money whatsoever. And I ended up selling speeds in the Camden Palace on a Friday night. No, you want speed? You want the truth? This is the uncut truth. You want to know? I'm telling you.
So we've gone from videos, VHS, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Oh, Beachmaster. Go on. We've gone from VHS to vinyls.
Yeah.
So we're now slinging speeds.
To slinging speeds. Because I was unemployed, and a mate of mine sold really good speed. So I said to him, if I can sell this for you, I love you.
Right, anyway.
Anyway, so it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay.
So I used to stand at the front of the stage
Yeah.
at the Camden Palace, dancing away, little bum bag there. You said people just coming up to me saying, just hand me the speed, they'll give you a tenner, and I'd walk out there and have money for the week.
And your night paid for, I'm assuming.
Yeah, my night totally paid for.
Yeah.
So I was doing that for a while, and then this guy Remy, he sees me walking down Croydon High Street one day. He goes to me, I'm opening up a record shop. I went, are you? He goes, yeah, do you fancy coming and working for me? And, you know, doing the doc, because you know a bit about dance music.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said to him, well, where is it? He went, oh, it's down London Road. He said, come in, I'll show you. So he takes me to his shop, Wax City Records, back of nowhere, like off the high street. I looked up and I goes to him, that's a fucking shit name for a shop, man. Those were my exact words. Yeah. That's a shit name.
This is Wax City Records.
This is Wax City Records. I said to him, that's a shit name for a shop, man. And I said to him, you're never going to make any money down here. You're not in Croydon. You got fucking Beano's up there. You got Bluebird Records. But he said, well, would you come and work for me? And I'm like, fuck it. All I'm doing is selling speed on a Friday night. So the rest of the week. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. So I started working for him. Obviously, he wasn't paying me a lot of money. So he goes to me, if you want to sell a few records just to make a little bit of extra, and Ola came
just another label.
Came in the shop, and he was distributing at that time.
Okay. Yeah.
So I bought 30 quid's worth of records off him, and I sold that 30 quid's worth of records within a day.
Wow.
So the next time Ola turns up, I said, oh yeah, I'll have 60, 70 quid's worth of records off him, and they win. So before I knew it, I was buying like 200 or 300 quid's worth of records.
Yeah.
And people weren't coming in the record shop to buy Remy stuff. They were coming in to buy the rave music.
Yeah.
And he went, this ain't working. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, no. He said, all the customers that are coming in are yours. He said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the shop in half. He said, I'll give you the small half, and we'll keep this half, and you can do the rave music in that side. So, gives me this shop was what, 8 foot by 15 foot. Put a little counter in now. Nutty one. I met Nutty one at Laserdrome.
Yeah.
Said to him, oh, I've got a record shop. Do you want to come and work for me? And Joe's like, really? And obviously he was a bit of an e-head as well.
Yeah.
So there's like the two of us there. What? I know it's funny, but it's the truth.
I like your candidness.
Well, it's
like if I was doing it.
It's the truth. People want to know the truth.
Yeah, that's good. That's good,
right?
Yeah.
So we had a few tape packs. We had a few records. I managed to buy a pair of Serban Vegas. We had the biggest fucking pair of speakers. For the size of the shop, we had the biggest fucking pair of speakers you ever saw in a record shop. And obviously, like, we had the door, and people would come in, and obviously people were dropping in flyers, and people heard about the shop. So you get other distributors coming in, and like it started getting busier. And I'm thinking, well, this can't work like this because we can only serve 2 people at a time.
Yeah, of course.
So I closed the side down. We rejigged it, so we had the counter going along the back wall, and it was massive. The counter was like this. And we used to have people standing on logs. And you had to stand. If you wanted to look at a record, you had to stand on a log to look at. Because this is Croydon we're talking about, right? Yeah. This is Croydon we're talking about. And, when you're selling tickets and you're selling vinyl, you don't want someone jumping over the counter.
No.
So that was the reason.
Yeah.
And the shop just got busier and busier and busier. And it got to a point where we were opening up on a Saturday morning and there was like 20 geezers waiting outside. And like, the guys in the other side of the shop were scratching their heads because they were just standing around and scratching their arses.
So the other side was all rock and pop?
It was house,
okay,
garage.
You were just purely rave side?
Yeah, so we were playing drum and bass.
Yeah.
Like old school drum and bass, because obviously this was 91, 92.
Of course, yeah.
And in the end, Remy turned around to me and goes to me, "This ain't working." He said, "Because like this side of the shop ain't making any money." So he said, "What about if I give you the shop? So you just take over the whole shop." So I went from selling speed at the Camden Palace to
Owning a record shop.
owning a proper record shop. Like we completely revamped it. It was all graffitied, so it was all Egyptian inside.
Remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah, remember that.
all Egyptian inside. The counter went from that wall there to that wall there.
Wow.
We had 6 decks. Like the wall was just full. And obviously we were doing the drum and bass, but my heart back in the mid-90s was going towards happy hardcore.
Of course.
And that's when I met Kevin, because we were out raving again. We were out raving.
Yeah.
And I said to him, "I've got a record shop and I need someone to help me because I've got..."
I was going to ask how that partnership came about, because obviously you've been approached by Remy and now you've got this record shop and
I had a couple of guys working for me on a Saturday because it was just impossible. There was 3 of us working in this little shop, like serving like hundreds of people.
Wow.
And so by the mid-90s, obviously when we'd taken over the whole shop, I'd met Kevin. I said to him, "Look, I've got a record shop. You're quite well known. You've not well known, but you've put out a few tracks.
Yeah.
You've DJ'd at a few places. It'd be handy to have someone in the hardcore scene, in the shop, helping."
Of course.
And he jumped at the chance. So between the 2 of us, we turned a shop that wasn't working into the biggest happy hardcore shop in the whole of the UK.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's how that happened. Music-wise, again, weird thing. Guy walks into the shop, sees us selling music, says, "Have you ever been in the studio?"
Just wanted to step away from the interview for a moment to let you know about a competition that you can enter. I'm giving away 2 tickets for the next Freedom for Dance, and you could join us in March 2026 for one of the best lineups the South Coast has seen in a long time. You must be able to get yourself to and from Fairham on the night, and to enter you must be subscribed to this channel and answer the following question. How many copies of this record does D-Lyte own? Watch the rest of this video as the answer's there, and comment below with your answer along with the hashtag #GetItInASleeve. You'll understand. I'll hold a live draw on the 17th of October here on YouTube, so get your answers in before then. Want to know the answer? Let's get back to the action.
Comes in, he says, have you ever been in the studio? And I'm like, "Nah." He said, "I've got this guy in Billericay that I think I'll put you in touch with."
Ricky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I might know
Where's
this.
Is that Wales?
No.
It's
Essex.
yeah.
Billericay.
I think I know where that's. Sorry, carry on.
A place called Hilltop Studios.
Okay,
Guy called Darren.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
Darren?
yeah, Darren, yeah.
Yeah. So he puts me in touch with Darren, books me a studio time.
At this point, you've never made any music?
No. This is the first time. So he's in Essex, I'm in Croydon. Getting to Essex was an absolute pain in the arse. It took me 3 hours to get there, and for Darren to come pick me up before we started in the studio, which is why the first Mega City 2 track
Okay.
is called London to Essex in 3 hours. Because it took me 3 hours to get there.
Don't, you'll start Justin off. He's already been on about how it took him 4 hours to get there.
Missions. So we did that, and we found that we got on really, really well. Obviously, he was the engineer.
Yeah.
All the ideas came out of my head. So we did London to Essex, and then I was really into horror films, like really into horror films. And Predator 2, one of my favourite films.
Voodoo Magic Man.
One of my favourite films of all time. So the second time I went in the studio, I said to Darren, I want to do a track called Darker Side of Evil. I want to use the samples from Predator 2,
Yeah.
King Willie,
Okay, yeah.
and I want to use the strings from Hellraiser 2.
Right.
And that's how Darker Side of Evil came about.
Yeah.
Came about. And that came out on Hear This Records, which was a label that Bunny put out.
Yeah, okay.
And he put it out, and it sold 1,000 copies. And then it sold another 1,000 copies.
Okay.
And then it sold another 1,000 copies. And like, he's going, oh, do you want to go up in the studio with Darren? And it ended up selling 6,000 copies.
Oh, wow.
Something like that.
When we say Darren, by the way, are we talking about
Darren
you?
No, Darren
No.
Hickey. Darren Hickey.
Oh, Darren, who's that?
He had a studio in Billericay.
Oh, I don't know. Darren Hickey. I was just Darren Hickey from Billericay. I was thinking, who are we on?
Hickey from Billericay.
Anyway, carry on. Actually,
I have to admit, I only know the name Darren from Billericay because of stories that I've told previously.
Okay.
So there's other people who...
So, like, Darren and his... for the life of me, I can't remember what Darren's name was. But, like, we've seen that this guy has sold X amount of our record.
Mm.
So, we've said, well, why are we letting him do it? Darren said we could do it.
Yeah.
We could do the tracks, we could put them out, and we can earn the money from them.
Yeah.
And that's how Extraterrestrial started.
Okay.
And Extraterrestrial, the label logo, was the Predator head, which was
I was going to say.
also the logo for Wax City.
Yeah, I'm going to have to... Right, hang on. Let me... You can all wait.
Can I go for a week quick?
Hang on. You can wait.
Sorry,
a minute.
my guessing too much.
I like it, mate.
No,
See all night doing
Right,
this.
no, what I was going to do was I was going to actually pick this up. Go on, John, give us a twirl. And let me get this. There we go, see? Perfect. Right, we'll put that back. Okay.
There's no need to ignore me, guys. You can do that when we finish.
I don't have
You can do that when we finish.
I don't have a proper voice, so I'm just feeling like a club. Right, let me reset that. And then that can go so I know that's for that.
Good.
Yeah, all good. So, yeah, we've been talking little bits. We haven't really touched much on the production side so far. Mainly on the the selling of speed and running of Black City.
Well,
records.
yeah.
But I'd love to know more about how the production side of Kaos came out.
Well, I mean, I've been really, really fortunate because I'm not an engineer.
Okay.
I don't engineer any of the tracks that I've done, and people know that. But I've just been probably one of the luckiest producers on the planet.
Did you tend to use the same engineer?
Well,
Austin Reynolds was a lot, wasn't it?
Okay, we'll get to that.
No, sorry.
Austin, we'll talk about Austin in a minute. But obviously, I was having Darren engineering all the Mega City 2 stuff.
Yeah.
We'd done the 5 EPs,
Yeah.
which were good. We released them all. They all were really well received. But we got to a point where Darren wanted to do the drum and bass.
Okay,
He was heading in that direction. And when you hear some of the Mega City 2 stuff, you can hear what I think is the beginnings of my hardcore journey.
Okay.
With tracks like Prisoner and Nightwalker.
Mm-hmm.
They were dark hardcore, a dark drum and bass, but with hardcore vocals. And when Darren said, you know, that I want to go off and do my thing, and so I'm like, well, you know, that leaves me stuck. But then I used to sell tickets for Eruption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris Brown.
Chris.
Yeah.
For Chris. And he said to me, well, he said, I've got this guy that's got his studio in the back of my office in Essex.
Okay, yeah.
His name's Bradley. You know, you might want to try using him. So I thought, fuck it, nothing to lose. So I went in with Bradley.
Okay.
We got on really, really well. First time we met. And the first track we did together was Died in Your Arms. But it was yeah, it's here somewhere.
Yeah. Somewhere it's in there.
But at that point, we're going 95. Like, I wasn't really into the breakbeat hardcore that was coming out. There was breakbeat hardcore coming out with kick drums.
Yeah.
But the kick drum wasn't the main thing.
It wasn't.
It wasn't as prominent. It was in the background, and I was listening to Dutch hardcore. I was listening to Paul Elstak. I was listening to Charlie Low Noise.
Gotcha.
Stuff on Dwarf.
Yeah.
And Pengo.
Yeah.
And their kick drums were front and centre.
Yeah.
It was kick drum and everything else, cheesy vocal.
Yeah.
And everything else was sidelined. And that's what I wanted to do. I went in there and I said to him, right, I want a kick drum, and he played the kick drum. I'm like, no, that's not the kick drum I want. And then he said, well, let's tweak it, do that. I'm like, no, it's not hard enough. Mm-hmm. And then he tweaked it again, and I'm like, no, it's still not hard enough. And he's like, Bradley's looking at me like, cause he's done stuff for Eruption.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he's engineered for other hardcore producers. And it's been
more on the breakbeat tip.
but they still had the kick drum, but
Okay,
it was just a normal
909 kick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just,
Yeah.
and I was telling him, no, make it dirtier, make it dirtier,
Yeah.
and he was like, well, okay, so, and that's how Died in Your Arms has got that really. I think it's a Dutch kick,
Yes.
and that was it. Once that had happened, I'm like, this is the way I want to go, you know. And other people were still using the kick drum, but I still think that their kick drum was there, but it wasn't there.
Of course.
And you know, with Hold Me Now, again, it was that hard. And with Cardiac Arrest on the B-side, well, we won't show her. We won't show her.
I'm gonna end up getting the video taken down there, aren't I?
But yeah, I think Cardiac Arrest was the one really where like the groove was the Go Mental Chaos groove was found.
Yeah.
But at that time, I wasn't called Chaos. I was just Go Mental.
Yeah, so Go Mental came first.
Go
in
Mental
production.
came first. The label was Go Mental. I was Go Mental.
Yeah.
When I was signed to Hectic, it was signed as Go Mental. As Go Mental.
Yeah.
And then obviously being in the shop, Dave Pratley. I'd been learning to DJ, and Dave Pratley said to me, "Do you want to DJ at Helter Skelter?" And I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
What?" And he said, "Well, because they had, I don't know if you remember, but they did an outdoor rave where they had loads of different marquees."
Yeah.
And he said to me, "You know, I'd like you to play in the up and coming room."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck me."
When was this? Sorry, John.
Well, this would have been 97, 98. I can't remember the exact date.
Of course, yeah.
But you can look back on the Skelter flyers and find out exactly what it was. But it was, anyway, it was my first time I DJ'd. I mean, felt proud as punch, mate.
Yeah, I bet.
Walking through my record boxes, got into this marquee, and it was empty. It was completely empty. The guy that was on before me was playing at Bookham style drum and bass. Liquid drum and bass, and there was no one in there. So I go on, I put my first record on, and my hand is doing that. Like literally.
Been there, mate.
Literally.
We've all been there.
And I reckon that's what it's going to be like first back in March.
It'll be really good.
It'll be good. Honestly, it'll be really good. But I mean, I was shaking like that, and like once the first mix was done, it was I was okay. But I was just doing. I think I was just doing it for myself.
Yeah.
And like 20 minutes later, there's like a few people in there. Like after half an hour, this place was half full. And by the time I put my last tune on, the room was completely packed. And I was like,
DJ loved you.
I was like, fucking hell!
You smashed it.
This is brilliant. You know what I mean? And then you got the bug for it, and I'm thinking, well, I can't call myself Go Mental because that's just ridiculous. And I'm thinking, well, what the fuck am I going to call myself?
Speed slinger.
Speed Slinger, isn't it?
Speed slinger.
Speed Slinger. Isn't it? The bump. The bump.
Anyway,
anyway,
a bit professional again.
I'm glad that you're finding this
It's hilarious.
good. Because I mean, I've told this story quite a few times, which is obviously why I'm not laughing. But anyway, so I'm thinking, what the fuck am I going to call myself? And my partner back then said to me, well, your life is so chaotic because you're doing 101 things, you're 1,000 miles an hour, and I thought, well, Chaos.
Yeah.
I call myself Chaos.
Yeah.
But not with a CH.
So where did the Go Mental actually come from then?
Because I used to fucking go mental, mate. Camden Palace, mate. 3 grams of speed. Not even like.
Bob's going to rate this fucking episode.
Innit? One for you, one for me. Do you know what I mean?
So it's got to be us then, John. I mean, obviously, I would imagine nowadays it's a bit different, but back then was speed your drug of choice?
No, it wasn't.
No?
It wasn't. No, it wasn't my drug of choice.
Okay.
But everybody else was selling pills.
Yeah.
Nobody else was selling speed in Camden Palace.
All of the market.
I was literally, mate, in the front of the stage, like this. So I can't tap me on the leg, unzip the thing, hand them over, give you a tenner, bang like that, done.
Oh, dear me.
Yeah. So that's how the Chaos name came about. Go Mental, well, you know, I'm making music and I want people to go mental to it.
Yeah.
When they're dancing, I want them to go mental. So that's how Go Mental came about.
Something I'd love to know, John, is you said yourself you're not an engineer, you've never really been an engineer. How does the process work, sort of from your perspective?
From my perspective?
Yeah, because obviously you walk in and you go, I've got this idea. How do you translate that?
A lot of it would be me singing the melody.
Okay.
Obviously, I would go in with all the samples that I wanted to use. Vocals.
So you've already sourced those samples?
I've already the tune is in my head.
Yeah. You just need someone to translate.
Is more or less written.
Okay.
No, and you know, Bradley would play like maybe a piano, and I'd be like, no, I don't want it like that. I want it like this. Or he'll play a stab, and I'll be like, yeah, that's the right sound, but I don't want that melody.
Okay.
And we would move everything until the melody was where I wanted it.
Is it quite a time-consuming process to do it that way?
I
I suppose if you don't.
It was and it wasn't. Bradley was an extremely capable engineer, extremely. And as I said, we worked together really, really well.
Yeah.
So, you know, by the time we'd done 2 or 3 tracks together, you know, he kind of knew where I was going,
Gotcha.
but he knew that I didn't want to go the same way that everybody else was going.
Yeah, you're trying to create something new and fresh.
Something different. So I pushed him. I definitely pushed him.
Did he ever push back against
He
you?
did. He did. You know, we drank lots of coffee, drank lots of tea.
Yeah.
But you know, the tracks got done, and mostly it was a day's work.
Oh, wow.
You know, because once you've got your core thing there, you've got your vocal sample put in, and you know the melody's done and whatever.
It's just a case of arranging.
Yeah, it's just a case of arranging the track.
Yeah.
So, but I obviously didn't want just to be sampling stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going on to Vicky.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was gonna come to that because
Vicky, it's very odd. It's a very odd story because I know you were going to ask me about Jon Peel.
Shortly.
Well, she's.
Oh, she's part of that conversation.
She's very much linked.
Sorry, John. Carry on.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you want to go back and discuss Jon and.
Well, you probably know better how that fits into the timeline than I do.
Okay.
Because you were there.
Okay, so let's.
Yeah. I'm getting ready.
So let's wheel it back. Right. Standing in the shop one day, phone rings, pick the phone up. Hello, is that DJ Kaos? Yeah. This is Jon. Pardon me. This is. Can I do that again?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, rewind.
Sorry, rewind. Cut. Yeah, I've got a bit of a frog in the throat. So, right. So, standing in the shop one day, phone rings, pick up the phone. Hello, Wax City. Hello, can I speak to DJ Kaos if he's there? Yeah, speaking. Hello, yeah, this is Jon Peel from Radio 1.
So he didn't even give you your official name. He just gave you DJ Kaos.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah. He said I'd like to speak to you about one of your tracks. And I'm like, yeah. He said, I was downstairs the other night, and he said my son was upstairs playing music, and he was actually playing Hold Me Now.
Okay.
And he said I was so intrigued that I went upstairs and wanted to hear it from the beginning.
Okay.
And he said, it's amazing. I'm like, oh, is this a wind-up?
Yeah. This is one of my mates.
Is this a wind-up? Or what? And he said it's one of the best tracks I've heard this year.
Wow.
And I would like to play it on my show.
Because this must have been 1995, 96.
96. I think Hold Me Now was
96. I think
was 96.
And he called it a record of the year contender.
He called it a record of the decade.
Of the decade. Wow.
In his top 10 of the 90s decade. And I'm like, what the fuck?
And we also have to bear in mind that Hold Me Now was also Bass D.
Yeah.
Was it Bass D?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bass D.
Yeah.
Who also did their version of Hold Me Now.
Yeah, and I heard theirs.
Yeah.
And I thought I could do it better than that.
Yeah. And you did.
And I did.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but when people talk about Hold Me Now, they don't talk about that version. They talk about this version.
Yes.
So that's how that came about, and he was championing my stuff, even up to the Go Mental Dark stuff. he played Walking in the Air.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, I was getting my stuff played on Radio 1 by one of the biggest radio DJs ever.
Who we all know championed our scene.
Yeah, he
championed
did.
music from our scene,
Absolutely. And there was not very many people back then doing that.
No.
And to give it that audience.
Yeah.
Now, that audience also happened to be Vicky's music teacher.
Okay.
Now,
you might have to take me slowly through
right,
that.
I'm going to take you slowly through. Right. Okay. So, Vicky's music teacher had been listening to John Peel on the radio.
Okay.
And he heard, I don't know whether it was Hold Me Now or it could have been a different track. I'm not 100% certain. But I got a letter through the post. Hello, my name is, I think his name is Michael. I'm not 100% sure. I think his name is Michael. He said, hello, my name's Michael. I have got this singer who's one of my students. She's 15 years old. Her name's Vicky. I think that she would do really well singing on one of your tracks.
Okay.
And there was a picture of him sitting at the piano and Vicky standing next to him.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, well, this is a bit weird. It's weird.
It is a bit. I will admit it is a little
it's
bit
weird, right? Yeah. So I rang him. I thought, well, you know, it's her music teacher.
Yeah.
So she might be okay.
Yeah.
Now, back in the 90s, a lot of girls thought they could sing. A lot of girls.
I've heard that another lady who sings or sang within the hardcore scene fixed a lot of girls' vocals as well, allegedly.
And obviously having the shop and people knowing the labels and knowing me being in the shop, I'd have guys coming in with their girlfriends and saying, this is my girlfriend so-and-so, she's a really good singer. And I'd be like, well, and then they'd...
So you'd be doing like X Factor in the shop?
In the shop. In the shop.
Come on, show
and
me
they'd be like, I'd be like, yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
And they'd start singing and you'd be like, yeah, okay, it's good, but I'm not really what I'm looking
for something different.
I'm looking for something a little bit. It's not really where
It's
not really where we're going. So anyway, so I rang him. I said, yeah, I'd be interested in giving Vicky a shot. I said, I'll book her into the studio. She can come in. I'm doing a track on this date.
Yeah.
If she can come in and do some vocals, that'd be brilliant. So I can hear what she's like.
Yeah.
So I've gone to the studio. Obviously, Darren, Bradley's there. Sorry, Bradley's there. I'm there, waiting for Vicky to come in.
Welcome back, Justin.
Hello, Justin.
I walked in with some sort of hen party. I was like, I'm on floor 2. And I'm like, no, this is a
They
hen
thought
party.
you were the stripper.
Yeah,
Thought, is that the best they could do?
Sorry, I'm professional. Yeah, carry on, that's your Yeah.
So yeah, me and Bradley sitting in the studio, waiting for her to come in. Knock on the door. She's walked in there. She's 15 years old.
We're talking about Vicky.
Oh, yeah.
15 years old. Huge mop of ginger hair.
Yeah, curly as well.
Curly.
Yeah.
Curly. She said, hello, I'm Vicky. I've come to do some vocals. And I didn't make it easy for her because the first tracks that she sung were Sweet Desire and Red Rose, which were tracks that I'd written. So it's not like she knew.
Yeah. There's
no
no reference.
no reference. apart from me singing it to her in the way that I wanted it sung.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is going to go one of two ways. She's either going to be fucking amazing, or I'm going to be really, really embarrassed, and Bradley's going to be really, really embarrassed, and this is going to go really badly. And she started singing, and me and Bradley looked at each other, and we were like, fuck me, she's good. And she did it in one take. Both tracks, one take.
As you wanted them?
As I wanted them.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
And I was like, you're signed.
Yeah.
And I was extremely lucky because I said to her, look, Vic, I would love you to sing on all the Go Mental stuff. I want you to be the voice of Go Mental.
Okay.
But the only thing I ask of you is that you do not sing for anybody else.
Okay. So that period of time then that you was producing music and Vicky was singing on all of those tracks for you, would you consider that a band?
Possibly, because when you look at photographs that we took, you know, we went and did photo shoots.
Yeah.
So yeah, in a way, we kind of were. You know, Kevin was also working for the label.
Okay. Yeah.
At the time, he was making a few tracks. Vicky was, so yeah, in a way, we were probably, you could call us a band.
The band, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she was getting paid well.
Okay.
She, you know,
15 as well.
at 15 years old, she was, and back in the early 90s, she was getting. I think. She was getting paid so that she would not, because a lot of people wanted her. But to her credit, she just said no. I'm singing. I'm singing for Kaos.
Yeah.
I'm singing for Go Mental Records. Yeah. So that's how she came about.
Wow.
So again, a complete and utter fluke.
It seems like, and don't take this the wrong way, John, but it does seem that a lot of it is right place, right time.
Fluke. My life has been a fluke.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, complete and utter fluke. You know, and luckily having the shop and then starting to DJ, I was in a position where, as an up and coming DJ and as a DJ who was producing music, I got given chances that other people would never have been given. You know, slamming vinyl, I don't think, if I'd have just been Joe Bloggs off the high street, never would have booked me to play slamming vinyl.
Yeah.
I never would have been booked to play Helter Skelter. I never would have been booked to play The Sanctuary if I was somebody else. But the fact that I was in the shop, the fact that I was making music and the music was selling, you know.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. I mean, it's like most DJ producers. You know, you've got a following. People like your music, then people are going to pay money to come.
They're going to pay money.
To come and see you. So I think the shop for me and for Kevin, was a stepping stone, and we were very fortunate that we had that stepping stone.
Yeah.
And it opened a lot of doors. A lot of doors.
Hi guys, DJ D-Lyte here, I hope you're all well. Just a quick reminder to go to Skiddle and grab your tickets for Freedom for Dance on the 7th of March 2026. We've got the amazing DJ Vibes, Kaos and Ethos, Druid, MC Marley, Dylan Crispy Legend, Robbie Long. Myself, I'll be doing a back-to-back with Simon Apex. He's flying over from Vegas, especially for it. We got Robbo from the Geos crew, old school legend, DJ Jedi, some guy called Stuart-K, not too sure who he is. Little Pride playing a jungle set. MCs Marley, Ethos, Casper, Rizzler Dizzler, Drew, G, Marky C, Barney Rubble and the Viking. Tickets are still £14. The early bird sold out in 10 minutes. This is going to be one not to be missed. All day DJs playing vinyl on the night. Starts at 3, ends at 12. So for us oldies, you'll be back in bed in no time. So that's your tickets from Skiddle. Go grab them. See you there.
As we've gone through your productions, we've gone through God Mental, obviously the pairing with Vicky as well, that was quite an important part of your career as a whole. I'd love to know, sort of reflecting back on your career, of what you think your biggest contribution to the scene was.
My personal biggest contribution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I think that, and without meaning to be big-headed,
you're allowed to be big-headed, John. That's what we brought you here for.
or to blow my own and Pete's own trumpet. In hardcore, when it was massive up until 1999.
Okay.
It was big.
Yeah.
And like, obviously being in the record shop, the records were still selling.
Mm-hmm.
The tape packs were still selling. But we were getting flyers coming in for slamming vinyl and whatever. And then you'd see the lineup and you'd be like, well, where's the hardcore?
Mm-hmm.
And the hardcore had been pushed back to the third room.
Yeah.
Whereas before, it had been in room 1.
This is late
Or in
90s,
room
early
2.
2000s,
Yeah.
so it's got to be in favour of things like drum and bass and things like that were coming through.
Yeah, we're coming on to that. we're coming on to this. So, like, and I'm like, I don't understand this. These people are coming in, week out, and buying records in volume. And they're buying the tape packs, they're buying the merchandise, and yet I'm looking at this flyer and they're not being represented. Why are they?
Not that exact flyer.
No, that's a prop. I'm looking at this. Is a new.
What's he doing?
Who's your mate? This is a new flyer. I didn't want to. I didn't want to pull the. I didn't want to pull the eternal flame because of her boobs. So
We'll get tamed down.
So, and like it was one flyer, and then it wasn't just one flyer; it was 2 flyers. It was the big promoters had all of a sudden said, "You know what? We're not interested in hardcore anymore.
I remember.
Hardcore's not making any money. Hardcore's not selling.
It's not pulling the people in.
It's not pulling the people in." And I was like, "This can't be right. It just cannot be right that something that has given so much to you and has been your bread and butter for the last 10 years, you're now dismissing as a non-entity."
Yeah.
And in 2000, Future Dance didn't start with Pete. It started with Rory, with DJ Impact.
Remember Roy, yeah.
Okay? We sat down, the pair of us, because he had his record label. I obviously had 2 or 3 record labels going at that time. And we said, let's try and do something. Because we'd done little raves before. We used to do a thing on a Thursday night called Wise Guys.
Okay.
Which was a Croydon thing. And we used to pack it every Thursday night. And we'd done Labyrinth for a Christmas party and we'd filled it. So I'm thinking, we've done little things. So maybe we can do something a little bit bigger and keep the hardcore in the main room. And so me and Rory put in £1,000 each. Which does not sound like a lot of money.
It's a lot of money then, though. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And again, this is completely, when I think about it, it's bonkers that I just rang round venues and couldn't find a venue that was prepared to do this.
Yeah.
And then I found the Castle Studios in Olmar Street. Now, they said to me, why don't you come down and have a meeting with us and we'll discuss it. I'm thinking, oh, cool. So I've gone in there with Rory, 3 blokes sitting there. Me and Rory sitting here. We're like we want to put on a rave, but we don't have a venue. And they're like, well, what do you think you can bring to the table if we supply you the venue? And we didn't know what the venue was at that time because we were in the office.
Okay, yeah. This is just phone calls, I'm assuming.
Pardon? No. They'd invited us. They invited us to come down and have a face to face with them.
Gotcha.
So so this guy says to us, right, what do you think you can offer? And I said, well, we're just starting out. So I reckon we might be able to bring in, because there's no other promoter doing this in London. I think we could bring in maybe 400 or 500 people.
Okay.
And they were like, okay, well, let us show you the venue.
Fucking good venue as well, wasn't it? It was really good.
So they walked us through one room, and they pulled open these double doors, and there's this huge fucking empty room with a white wall at the back, which is where they used to do adverts.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, is this for real? And they said they said, so would this suit? And me and Rory are looking at each other and thinking, what the fuck? And then they've gone to us, we'll supply the sound system.
Oh,
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? We'll supply the lights because we have them here.
Okay.
We'll supply the sound system. All we want from you is half the door take and the bar take.
That's so sweet.
Me and Rory are like, what the fuck? So, we've gone yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah. And then we've walked away from now, and I've said to Rory, how the fuck are we going to film this venue? Because they've given it to us.
Yeah.
On a plane.
Yeah.
Nobody else had ever done a rave there before. It was a completely new venue in the middle of London.
Good venue.
So what was the venue, John?
Pardon?
What
It was the Castle Film Studio.
Castle
Film
Studios.
Studios.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
I'm getting about this. So I've gone back to the shop and I've called all my mates and said, we've got a venue.
Yeah.
And me and Rory spent the $2,000 on the flyers. So we had absolutely no money for decor. We had no money to pay any DJs. We had nothing.
This is a wing and a burner.
This was the wing and the prayer of all wings and of all prayers. I'm telling you. I used to. You've been to Caterham. Yeah. Right. I used to live in a bungalow in Caterham with Pete and a couple of other guys, and we had a garage. And I spent every night, but from when we decided the date, and we put the flyers out, and can't remember the lineup. It was Vibes, myself. It wasn't
That was
a
the
big.
first one, wasn't it?
No, this was.
long?
This was. I think this was. Go on. No, this wasn't the first one.
No.
This was later on.
Can I just make a point about this? Anyone who's watching this,
Just tapping the table.
right,
all
this
right.
is the only
Sorry.
comment you need to make on this
Yeah.
video. Is put this in a bloody sleeve.
Yeah, but it's worth money.
Yeah.
I spent every night from the day that we had the date making paper mache mobiles to hang from the ceiling.
Okay, yeah.
And we had a mate who was working for a film company, and he got us a set. It looked like the inside of a spaceship. And we built a rocket. And we
Toilet roll tubes.
So I mean, it was a total like sticky back plastic and fucking glue.
The decor was full on.
It became the thing.
It did. The decor
Because
was
I managed to make fucking loads of planets, like these huge planets in my garage, and this huge sun, and like we had all this.
Got a message to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said, where did you do all the? Because I'm a big thing about this decor that you used to do back in the day. It was always like UV, vibrant. It was all wacky. It was like fish, fucking aliens,
Yeah,
and fucking what was going on.
But it started. But that's how it started. It didn't start. It started because we had no money at all. We spent the whole £2,000 on the flyers. We didn't have a pot to piss in, and we had no idea whether anybody would come.
Yeah.
Right? We were just given this venue. We were told, you're going to get a really good sound system. We've got the best lights because we're a film production company.
Yeah.
So we went in there. My mate Alex used to work for a balloon company. So he did like loads of balloon sculptures. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely bonkers. And I think the first one, we sold 200 tickets, maybe 250 tickets. It wasn't very busy. But the people that were running the venue were obviously making money off the bar. And they had no trouble.
Mm.
And they said, if you can build on this, we will let you have the venue again.
Okay.
And so 2 got a little bit bigger, the lineup got a little bit bigger, until we got to number 5. Future Dance 5 was packed, solid.
Okay.
And we didn't just have one room, we had 3 rooms. We had an old school room, we had a hard house room. But what we used to do was we used to corral everybody into the 2 rooms. We never opened the double doors to the main arena until 10 o'clock.
Right. Okay.
So the first DJ that played would always play, there'd always be people in there.
By shrinking the amount of space, you're allowing it to,
to
expand.
So the first DJ wasn't playing to an empty room.
Yeah.
And by Future Dance, I mean, once I'd realised, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it properly. And Rory after Future Dance 1, because of the amount of work that went into it, because you know, Justin, you know how much work goes into, and then it was just the 2 of us at the time. And then all our mates helped to set up on the night.
Okay.
But Rory said to me at the end of Future Dance 1, he said, I cannot do this. He said, it is just too much. It's too much. I can't do it. And I turned around to Pete and I said to him, Pete, do you want to help me?
Yeah.
And that's how our partnership started. And we took it from strength to strength to strength. And this, I can show you. This is probably the most original flyer ever.
Yes.
Because it was for I can't even remember what Future Dance
Well, that's who?
No, this was Bagley's.
No, it was. No, it's Castle. It's definitely Castle.
Are you sure?
Yeah, look. It was 2.
Okay.
I think it was 2. Are
you sure it was
I'm a train
2?
spotter.
Are you sure it could have
was 2
been
or 3.
2?
Look, it's Castle.
Yeah, but it couldn't have been Future Dance 2.
It wasn't like
It couldn't have been Future Dance. This might have been Future Dance 4 or 5. But you nerds out there, Pete, what fucking Future Dance was this?
I reckon it was 2 or 3.
Because you all know. Pete, you all know what Future Dance was. You were the brains, mate. You were the brains. I was the artistic director. He was the brains. Yeah, this was Go Mental 10.
Okay.
And I thought, do you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's put the flyer on the back of a record. And there were 1,000 of these done. So if you were lucky
Got
enough...
3 of them.
Huh?
I've got 3 of them.
You've got 3 of them.
You've got 3 of them.
Yeah.
I think I've got 3.
The other 2 are in sleeves.
So mine are all in plastic sleeves.
Mine aren't.
What? He's got 3 of them.
So
Get the sign on a little bit.
well, if you want.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
We're in the record now.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. So and like because I'd done the props for one, I thought, well, fuck this, I can do this.
Yeah.
Why am I going to pay somebody else to do something that's not tailored to our events?
And you can really customise it to your event now.
Every event we did, whether it was at the Castle Film Studios, whether it was Bagley's, because we moved to Bagley's after.
There was one that you used to do that I really liked, and it was the one where you had, what the fuck was it called? It was like in another London club.
The Coliseum.
Was it that? Yeah, Coliseum. That was good. That was
Those were
wicked.
Those were
Metal
club,
detectors on the doors.
Yeah.
That was it.
club nights again.
That's it. Yeah, they were banging.
Those were the Future Dance club nights.
Yeah, they were good.
So yeah, I think, why the fuck am I going to pay somebody else?
Yeah.
So we used to do all the decor, and we used to do silly things that other people wouldn't do. Like, we would put signs on the backs of the toilets. You know, with silly... We'll
get flashbacks now.
Because we were both ravers, because that was us front and centre.
Yeah.
I would think to myself, if I was a raver and I was going to a rave and I was having a piss and I turned around and I did that, would it spin me out?
Yeah.
And I was like, totally.
So that's what we're going to do.
So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm remembering that now. Yeah,
you know,
little paper things on the... Yeah.
Every toilet, every single toilet.
Wow.
Every single toilet. There was something stupid. Something to make you look like, what the fuck?
Cheers, man. We opened up on a whole area of my life. I'm completely. I remember that.
So that made us different, and like obviously, so we put it in front and centre, room 1, and like I think the other promoters were like, yeah, these guys, they're not going to succeed. They're not going to, this ain't going to work for them. Because they come to the first one and saw that there was only like 200 people in there. And they're like, oh, they're nothing to worry about. And our tagline from day one was, the future is in your hands. It's not our hands, it's in your hands.
Because they have
if you want this, you need to support us.
Yeah.
Because we'll break our backs, because this is the scene we love. So the future's in your hands.